I remember to turn up the volume this time. Greetings from the Library Cave. I am Aspen Dracaena, your friendly neighborhood Ice Dragon Bookwyrm VTuber. So I'm streaming today because let's just say I have a very lovely opportunity this weekend. And so I won't be able to stream as usual on my Friday and Sunday times that I usually do. But I didn't want to leave everybody in the lurch because, you know, that's 2 streams I'd be missing out on. So I thought I would do one today. And, yeah, just because I don't want to disappoint anybody. And also because I do want to continue playing because I have some really awesome games going right now. And, yeah, so we are going to do some more Final Fantasy today. Oh, hang on a second. I have to handle something real quick. This is important. Okay. All right. Done. Okay. So, let's see. Homework. I have updated all of my VODs up to mid-December on YouTube. I have, I think, 11 actually streams I have to still get up on YouTube, but it's been going very quickly. So I started working on that like pretty much last Friday, and that was a lot of streams to get posted. So YouTube should be up to date within the next week or 2. That'll be great. And then I will try to be more on top of things again. Just the last couple of months have been kind of whirlwindy, and I got a little behind. I do feel bad about that. But, you know, I made sure... hang on a sec. Another message. Oh my gosh, it's busy time right now. Yes. Perfect. Okay. All right. Here, let me just enter Dynamis. Okay. It's congested, of course it usually is. So, yes. So that is going to be done soon. It's hard being a busy person, let me tell you. It's so hard. But you know what? It's actually not that bad. I'm very, it's nice to have things that keep me busy. Sometimes I just get a little overwhelmed because people expect a lot from me. Hi, love. How are you? I know you're recovering. I know that your throat was bugging you. Please take good care of yourself. I don't need the play guide. Leave me a good impression. There's some recommendations over here. Okay. So yeah, I am a busy dragon. I'm a very busy dragon. And I actually have a burn on my hand from making cookies this afternoon. One of the tricky things between me and Human Mother is I tend to move pretty quickly, especially when cooking, and she kind of will stand there a little bit trying to process things. So sometimes she'll get in the way, and she was standing right by the oven, and it made it difficult to get the cookies into the oven, and I ended up burning a little bit on my hand, but it'll be okay. It's not a serious burn at all. I'm an ice dragon, I can handle it. But yeah, it's just it's not even bubbling up. It's so minimal. But I was explaining to Human Mother some stuff about the mouse traps because we've had mouse issues, and I pointed out to her once that there is one by the oven. and she accidentally put her hand on it, and it snapped on her hand, and it hurt. Luckily, it didn't do any horrible damage to her, but I told her, please be careful. Because sometimes human mothers are not always aware of what's going on around her. It's just, you know, I think part of being elderly. So, yeah. Panda says, I should be good to go for work tomorrow. I just need this post-nasal drip to go away and the cough to be under control. Post-nasal drip is awful. Like, I think that's worse than coughing because then it's like it affects your breathing. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it myself. You know what? I have something nice today. Someone gave me a little lavender tea light, so I'm going to light my little lavender tea light so the room could smell like lavender. It'll be nice and soothing while we maybe go to another dungeon and fight something. Okay. Nice and soothing lavender for when you're going to fight monsters. Okay, let's continue. We need to talk to this Weeskate guy. Okay, so he wants to verify that I am not a complete fraud. Fair enough, because that other guy was a complete fraud. He was not who he said he was. So that is kind of messed up. Let's go then. Accept. Master Gigaruju's requests can be more demanding than you realize. Before I set you to your true task, I would like to verify that this won't be a waste of my time. You know what? Fair enough. With a name like Gigaruju, I'm starting to pick up on name patterns in this game. There's certain kinds of names that certain species tend to have. So that makes me think it's one of the little potato guys, the cute little potato guys, because they have names that are multi-syllable and usually repetitive. I don't know. I I like words too much. I think you could tell. All right, let's go. A Nyx has recently been seen prowling the beach to the east. As you can imagine, my master does not want large slimy creatures anywhere near his lands. Fair enough. The beast is cunning, but you should have no difficulty luring it out with herring. Slay the Nyx and return to me. Oh, and don't forget to bring me a leg as proof of the kill. A herring. Do I have a herring? I have wax. I have the Maiden's Lament Orchestrion Scroll. I have a weapon coffer. Oh, can I open this? Oh, okay. I have some sky blue dye, royal blue dye. Do I have herring? I have a lot of dye. I have a lot of stuff that I probably should be using. I should probably be using these weapon coffers, I'm guessing. Level 21 weapon coffer. I do not see anything remotely looking like herring. Let me use these weapon coffers. I get a U Pictrax. Use a goatskin grimoire. And an engraved goatskin grimoire. Let's see, should I armory chest. Okay, I've got rogue's arm. Okay. Plundered. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if I should update my gear. Nope, my gear's all good. I've got the Pupil's Book of Brass. Okay. Alright. That's some stuff. Okay. Good. I should be paying attention more to what I have in my coffers. Because I have a lot of dye, and I think there's food I need to make. I don't know. What do I do with that? Okay. Alright. I should probably spend some time figuring things out. So, let's see. My next quest is to go that away. Okay. Let's go! Hey, wait a moment. What are these two doing? Actually, it's three. They're having a conversation. I think. Interesting. She's pretty. So is she. I think she's really pretty. I like some of the characters that they've come up with in this game. I think I need to go down here. And get over there somewhere. Okay. Yay, swimming in the water. Ah, destination. There we go. So, before we start, I did some, oh, there we go. Oh, I do have herring. Okay, perfect. Wait. Wait. Okay. Use. Okay. Alright. Nix. Donde está usted? I thought I saw something move over there. Okay. Oh. Okay, wait. There's a destination thing over here. Okay. Waiting. Waiting. Holy moly! That's a Nix. Okay, well that was easy. Deliver the Nix leg to Wastegate. Okay. Let's get that delivered. That was... You know, sometimes the monsters in this game, they're so big I expect them to be really hard, and then they're not. And then some are really small, and they're really tricky. Wastegate. Hello, sir. Well, did you deal with the Nix? Yes. Have a leg. Lest you think me overly cautious for testing you in this way, you should know that we had an incident not long ago. A foolish employee was dismissed for lying about his past. He claimed to have served in the company of heroes, but I knew for a fact he did not. Oh, we know who this is. We know who this is. Anyway, now that the pointless busy work is finished, I shall give you a challenge as befits your talents. Okay, hang on just a sec. Ugh. Yeah, I'm sorry. My back is a little snappy right now. I did some snow shoveling today, and even though it wasn't bad, and even though I stretched, I'm still a bit sore. I actually have a TENS unit on right now. Okay. Anyway, now that the pointless busy work is finished, I shall give you a challenge as befits your talents. Sure. Look at this guy standing next to me. So he's a male of the same species, and look how tall he is. It's crazy. 2 highly distinguished individuals are scheduled to visit Costa del Sol in the near future, and Master Gigaruju wishes to welcome them with an elaborate banquet. But while money is no object, not everything Master Gigaruju desires can be so easily purchased. It is to be an extremely exotic feast, and so, Aspen, your mission is to seek out and obtain the rare ingredients our chef requires. Naturally, such fine dining must be accompanied with a suitable wine. And by suitable, I mean the very best there is. That, however, can wait for the time being, as I believe you have enough on your plate as it is. It will be a long and arduous journey, but you need not toil alone. Many of the mercenaries who once served under my command still live, and they will guide you in your quest. For the first ingredient, I would have you travel to the South Shroud to speak with Landinel at Camp Tranquil. What? Do you mean to tell me that you cannot afford to waste time as your associate did? Adventurer, if you do not have the endurance to complete this mission, how do you expect me to believe you and to outlast the Lord of Crags? Either do it or don't. I have work to do. I wasn't complaining. So I need to go to South Shroud. Okay. That's where, Camp Tranquil. Let's go! Easy enough. Okay. Let's see where our Shroudian friend is. Landinel. Perfect! Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Landinel. Do you require assistance, adventurer? So this is the one who had challenged Titan. I've been expecting you, Aspen. The ingredient you seek is the egg of a giant tortoise? Tortoise? I'm guessing some kind of tortoise character. The method of acquisition should be obvious. You steal it from the beast's nest, of course. Simple in theory, but difficult in execution. Most who try die in the attempt. Great. Will I help you get it? Ha! You amuse me. I will not jeopardize my position by openly assisting you. From me, you will receive only information. What you do with it is your choice. Okay, so where do I go? Where do I go, Landinel? Tell me. Landinel needs to explain a few things to you. Clearly he does. Alrighty. Let me be clear. This business between you, me, and the captain must remain a secret. See, I don't regret my time spent with the company in the slightest. Traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them. Meeting interesting people, then killing them. Alright. The last Gradanians are, by and large, an unforgiving lot. Ditto here being a rare exception. She didn't like that. I've had to go to great lengths to ensure that I am seen as a model citizen, with no taste for drinking, whoring, gambling, and all those other activities I so dearly miss. So understand that if you ruin my little charade by wagging your tongue, I'll fashion a noose with your entrails and hang you from the nearest heaven spiller. You are a lovely person, sir. I salute you for at least being honest about who you are. Well, what are you waiting for? There's a perfectly good adamantoise egg in a nest to the east of here, just ripe for the taking. That's all I needed to know, thank you. Not that I expect you to live long enough to claim it. Ha ha ha! The mother never strays far from the child, and you will surely be attacked the moment you lay hands upon the egg. There will be other heroes, Aspen. You do not need to challenge Titan. Abandon your quest, and your corpse will rot in this swamp. Or your corpse will rot in this swamp. Sure. Okay, dude. Okay. Trial by turtle. Where am I going? Okay, to the east of here. Literally not far. That away. That away. Okay, where do I get out of here? Let's go, let's go. Somewhere out there. Ah, those turtle guys. Okay. Got it. No, maybe not guys. They might not be guys. They might be women. Who knows? Whoa. Okay. Let's see. Midland Condor. Somewhere over in this area. Okay. Nope, this way. Okay. Nope, this way. This way. This area. Ah, okay. There it is, right there. Okay. Yep. This is not difficult. All right. Yeah. Haha, I'm not dead. Big talk for a guy who looks like enough EXP to level up. Right? That was not hard. And hi, Winter, how you doing? So, Panda, I don't know if you're still on, but I was talking with Winter after we raided him, and he might be interested in playing Ale and Tail Tavern with us sometime. So I offered that. So it would be fun to have. I think Ale and Tail Tavern is a game where it helps to have a lot of people, because it's so hard to serve all those people at the. Okay. Wait, where am I going? Oh no, I already claimed it. Darn it. Good. Oh, spy. I actually did not get the egg. I am such a dork. Okay. Let's get the egg. I think I need to get multiple, I guess. That's okay. We can fight more turtles. There we go. I guess not. I guess I just left it behind. I thought there were multiple. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I could play Ale and Tail solo. I've worked in fast food joints solo, and yeah. Yeah, no. Oh my god. Working in fast food solo has to be torture. I would not do that. You know, I think... So between food service and working retail, I think food service is just slightly harder. Because I think there's more chances for things to go wrong, for injury. You know, because you're dealing with things that are hot. There's things that can fall on the floor that you can slip on. I think it's you know... But it's the same thing dealing with customers, so... All right. I thought you might have the good sense to leave this place. By your continued presence, I take it you intend to persevere to the bitter end. Yeah, Landonell, thanks for the vote of confidence. Here's your stupid egg. Take your stupid egg. Ah ha ha ha! Such bravery, such recklessness. That will serve you well against Titan. Sure, yep, cool. Leave the egg with me. I'll see that it gets to the captain. You should make haste to Southern Famland. Do I trust this guy with the egg? I guess so. Alright, we serve mostly fried foods and ice cream. But you know, ice cream, especially, you drop that on the floor, that is something you could slip on really easily. Or if you get oil on the floor, oof. In Forgotten Springs, you will find a man named Uod Nun. Oh my gosh, can you please make easier names this game? He will be your next guide. Safe travels, Aspen. Okay. So he's in Thanalan. Okay, easy enough. Easy enough. So, oh my, what is going on here? Should I help them? We'll see. These are huge. Holy shit. This is intense. I hope this Gareth dude is okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, nice. Nice. In general. Okay. Here, let me, emotes. Wait. Alright. Okay. Where is my person I need to find? Okay. Oh, that way. That way? Somewhere? In here? Ah, yes. This is our Uod Nun? Hey. Wait, what does this guy look like? Oh, he's kind of dramatic. State your business, adventurer. Ha ha ha! So this is the one Sket sent to me. Okay. I haven't the foggiest what he sees in you, and until I do, you will receive no aid from me. Oh, you are the bunny waving! Oh! Hi, Winter. Okay, complete. So there's a Savage Aim materia, a Heaven's Eye materia, and a Savage Might materia. Let's go for Heaven's Eye. I don't know what that is. I'll just take it. So I got some purple dye. Okay, interesting. Uod Nun wants you to hunt the most dangerous game. Alright. Persistent bugger. Okay, now I'm gonna share a sore spot for me. I cannot roll my R's. I did it literally only once in my life. I've never been able to replicate it since. I am so embarrassed, but I just cannot do it. I've studied Spanish, I've studied French, and I just can't do it. I've tried. I have tried, and I have failed. I have absolutely failed. I greatly apologize if I butcher anybody's language. You know, I know there's a difference between perro and perro. I can't do it. One is butt and one is dog, so it's depressing. All right, persistent bugger. Very well, let's have a look at you. You've seen your share of battle, there's no mistaking that, and you did manage to obtain that adamantoise egg. However, that was not more than a display of brute force and blind courage. The Noon I once fought also believed that his strength would save him. He was wrong, and now I am Noon. Many years ago, I joined the company of heroes to hone my skills, instead of challenging my predecessor before I was ready. Even when I was young, I understood that victory goes to the patient, the cunning, the pragmatic. Hey, I am patient. I am pragmatic. I might be cunning. I'm not sure about that one, but hey, you know, I guess that's up to interpretation. That is why I claim to my position, and it is why I still hold it. And it is why I will not help an unproven whelp. Cool. The children of the sands do not offer aid to strangers. To do so is a sign of weakness. However, if you were recognized as a skilled hunter in your own right, it would be permissible to assist you. Across the desert to the east lies an Amalja encampment. There dwells a warrior renowned for both his strength and his guile. To even face this Amalja in battle, you must first find a way to lure him away from the encampment. This will be your test. Draw out and defeat the veteran. For this, I will offer you no advice, only this worn spear. Why, you ask? You will have to solve that riddle yourself. Now go, slay this old warrior and bring me his necklace. Okay, lure out. Where is that? That is in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I'm getting out of here. All right, so Winter, you're Snow Summertide? Because I think that was the bunny that was waving. Here, you know, affirmative. Okay. All right. Well, I am going to head off to complete this quest. You are welcome to follow me or join me or whatever. That's totally cool. But if you don't want to, that's fine too. Okay, I need to head in that direction somewhere. Let's see what's going on. You know, one of the things I like about this game is you can just casually do stuff with other people. Like, you don't have to do just the dungeons with people. You can just walk around and do fates and stuff. Alright, let's see. I think I'm just going to close this. Because I know where I'm going. Ah, down here, I'm assuming? Or maybe not. Oh, further out, I think. You know, the running on sand sounds normal. It's the walking and running on carpet in this game that sounds very squelchy. Alright, this way. This way. I feel like I'm in Dune right now. I recently watched part 2 of Dune. It was really well done. I like it better than the original movie. I think it is handled a lot better. Okay. Use. Bloody Guisarme. Okay. So, what do I do now? and wait. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for him to show up, I guess? I'm gonna hide over here. Oh, destination. There we go. Here's our guy. Wait, I hear something. Wait, where is he? Oh, wait, no, where is he? Ah, up there? Oh! There we go. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, is that... So I already have the necklace, I guess. Nice! Okay, I guess we'll run back then. Yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting. You know, you kind of have to look for things before they actually happen in this game. So, Winter, what level are you? Because I get the feeling you know more about this than I do. I'm kind of just playing blind. Because I like the idea of going into a game like this. Okay, yeah, I'm like half that. So, definitely more experience than I have. Alright, let's get this quest done. Okay, oh yes, how do I... Wait, social? Ah, how do I accept a friend request? Gah, blah, blah, blah. I know how to do it. I've done it before. Wait. Oh. Social and friends list. Alright. Alright. Friend list. Yes. Accept. There we go. It's been a little while. It's been a little while. Okay. Let's see. This guy was over here. No. No. Wrong place. It was here. These buildings all look the same. They all look the same. Tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? Yes. Here's your necklace. Enjoy. 'Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. It will make an excellent trophy. The sphere? It belonged to one of his brothers. I knew when he spied it from afar, he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent? Or was it dumb luck, I wonder? Heh. This guy's really dramatic. Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I shall tell you of the ingredient you seek. Cool. Okay, what are my options? Steel cutlass, no. Velveteen bilod. Toadskin, no. Okay, I'll get the velveteen bilod. Should I change into said velveteen bilod? Wait a moment. There we go. Is it recommended? Yes. Let us equip our velveteen. Oh, that actually looks cute. I like that. All right. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Uadnun is finally willing to tell you the ingredient you seek. Cool. A shame we did not meet when I was still with the company of heroes. You would have made a fine recruit. But no point dwelling on what cannot be. You have a Wellwick worm to hunt. Oh, a worm. Sandworms slither brazenly across the desert dunes, but Wellwick worms are far fewer in number. Rarity breeds demand, so their meat is highly prized as a delicacy. The only way to catch your quarry is to entice it with something it cannot resist. These worms prey on the smaller creatures of the Sagoli. A freshly slaughtered angler carcass would be my choice of bait. There is an area teeming with anglers to the east. I will mark it upon your map, along with the location where Wellwick worms are most frequently sighted. Be warned, the blood will drive the worm into a feeding frenzy. If your skills are lacking, it will devour you as well. Bye-bye me. Okay, slay an angler. Okay. There. Okay, good. Alright, I know where to go. I know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going this way. Going this way. Here, I can get on my chocobo. We can go faster. This way. I mean, there are anglers here already, but I guess I want to go to the zone, because that's... Okay, let's fight some anglers, I guess. How many? Oh, just one. Okay. How do I get off of my chocobo again? I always forget this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Easy enough. Okay. I make things stupidly hard that don't have to be. Place the carcass in Wellwick worm territory. Okay, so that's that away. Alright. We'll go over the sand dune. It'll be great. Alright. And we'll fight sandworms. These sandworms aren't as scary as the dune sandworms, I will say. Alright, let's go. Use. Okay, let's see. And let's see, do we have a spot? Up here. Where is it? Oh, over here. There we go. Okay, oh, there's another one. There we go. Alright. Yay, Bookwyrm. Gosh, that's a lovely looking creature. You know what? I bet to somebody, like another sandworm, that's a very attractive creature. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was trying to dodge it. I am so excited about the idea that I can at some point get a whole bunch of different mounts. There are so many cool mounts in this game. I'll have to actually look up the possibilities of mounts, because I don't even know if there's one that I want. Like, the chocobos are great, but I've seen some crazy mounts. Alright, let's get this guy down. I don't know if the pants go very well with this top, but I like this top. It feels very Renaissance to me. You look well. Have you caught your quarry then? I have. There you go. Take it. Your skills as a hunter rival those of our best. I applaud your success, Aspen. The meat will need to be heavily smoked before I ship it to Weeskate. So worry not. You have my word that he will receive it in time for the banquet. You must be eager to obtain the third ingredient. I regret to say that I know not of its location. For the nonce, you should return to Costa del Sol and seek Weeskate's counsel. Ah, but hold a moment. Since you will be meeting the captain again soon, there is something I would like you to deliver to him for me. Alright, so I have to choose one. Velveteen gauntlets. Okay. I feel like this game makes you ask for things a little too much. You know, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna change my minion. I'm gonna go for my little broader otter. He's cute. Summon. Since we're going to the beach and all. Alright, let's talk to Mr. Nun. Would like you to deliver a gift to Weeskate. The captain is always fond of his brandy wine. I would be grateful if you could deliver it on my behalf. I was a reckless, angry youth when I first joined the company, and he would have been well within his rights to cast me out. Everything I have is due to him, I think. Weeskate was a firm yet fair teacher, an expert molder of men, and I suspect that is still the case now. Please give him my regards, Aspen. Alright, so we have to go back to Weeskate, who's in La Nosca, who is right there at Costa del Sol. Let's go. Okay, let's see. Oh boy, our Darstwites? Darstwites? Okay, whatever. Anyway, let's go find this guy. He's that way. Nope, that way. Oh, there he is. Weeskate. Weeskate. Weeskate? Weeskate. Maybe I should just call him Weeskate. You skate, I skate, we skate. Well met, Aspen. Landonel and Uod Nuns both spoke highly of you. What brings you here today? Here, have your brandy wine. Ah, my favorite. I shall have to thank the Nun personally. Now you have but one ingredient left. Fortunately, you will not have to travel to Aldenard this time to obtain it. Oh, so I'll get the hose to go with the shirt. Perfect. Let's get that all tidied up so I look properly tidy. Nope, that's the wrong place. I will go there. Armory chest. No, that's not where I go. I go here. There we go. I'm getting used to this. I have... Oh. Equip. I want to wear the velveteen hose. I want to match, dagnabbit. Where's the velveteen hose? There. Equip. That looks better. They match. Okay. So, we skate. We'll tell you about the final ingredient needed for the banquet. The things we do for cheese. Ah, cheese. So, I'm gonna say something. It may be controversial. Don't get me wrong, I like cheese. But unless it's a high quality cheese, I prefer it melted. I don't like to eat cheese just plain. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Truth be told, I never intended for you to collect this last ingredient. Brave Flux, my own quartermaster, wished to bring it to Costa del Sol herself. That's reasonable, yeah. I mean, like, on pizza, like, you could use just about any cheese and it's going to be good because it's melted. But, like, you know, a quality cheese, you kind of want to have it in its original form, and it's not going to be as plasticky as cheap cheese, so. However, not long ago, she sent word that there's been some trouble at the long stop and that the delivery would be delayed indefinitely. She told me nothing of the incident itself, but I fear the situation may be dire. Though I would like nothing more than to aid her myself, I have no choice but to turn to you and your allies. Make haste to Hidden Falls docks and speak with Ozan Nazan. That's a great name. He will direct you to Raincatcher Gully, where Brave Flocks and her people have made their home. Oh yeah, you know, so I'm gonna address that a bit. The fact that I'm taking my time to read all the dialogue is very excited for my journey. So first of all, one thing that's really important to me as a streamer is I care about story. That's just about me in general. I care about story, so I really want to take the time to read the story because, you know, there's a lot of that in here, and it makes it more fun to me to know the story. So, yeah, I'm really excited about it too because there's so much to this game. Raincatcher Gully, where Brave Flocks and her people have made their home. Okay. So speak with Ozan Nazan. Ozan Nazan. Okay, they're nearby-ish. Alright, let's go. See, I like taking my time with games, especially for this game. Even the hardest content of the game is based off story. Yeah. And I also really like taking my time to, like, wander around because I think the style of art in this game is really just absolutely stunning. Like, why not take your time trying to see what makes the game so good? I think a lot of times people go in and they'll play games and they'll be playing to win, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's a way to play it. But to me, it's like I really want to experience the game because clearly somebody wrote a story in the game for a reason, you know? And I know my my ads are going to start momentarily, so I will stop and take a break. I need to get some more water. Because this game does make me get something thirsty. Alright. Alright, so there's Ozan Nazan. It's a little friend. Okay, ad break. So I'm going to take a moment. Ad break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back. Right back! I'll be back! I'm getting water! All right. I also grabbed a cookie. I got my water. I got my cookie. My life is good. Let me see. Just checking a couple of things real quick. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Gotta check that real quick. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna eat my little cookie in 18 seconds. Maybe not. I don't know. I will say this. Okay, the ad break's over. So, I grabbed a cookie. And I will say this. They turned out very well this time. I think the team of me and Human Mother, we were pretty good. Alright, let's continue. Ozen Nazen. What's the hurry, venturer? Eh? Something happened over at the Gobi settlement? I don't know why you're so eager to help a bunch of beastmen, but go and talk to the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you to the Raincatcher Gully. Speak with Brayflux. Oh, wait. Wait, where? Alright, where am I in comparison? Oh, right here, that's why. Where is this Brayflux person? That direction. Somewhere. Okay. Wait. Where? That way? Okay. Brayflux. Can I go in here, maybe? No entry. Wait. They're like right here somewhere. Here, hang on a sec. No, they're not. Okay. I need to be heading that up there. Okay. I guess? Wait. Okay, where am I on this map? Oh, I'm way over here. Oh, okay. I'm pretty far from there. Let's see. Is there a... Yes. Okay. Let's see. Where is that? Things we do for cheese. Okay. So, I guess I should go to Wineport. Yes, Wineport. Oh! Sorry, I totally missed that message. Right-click me and ride pillion. I am so sorry. I totally missed that. My brain. I have a crappy brain sometimes. It's okay. I was making cookies today with Human Mother. She's a challenge sometimes, but I love her. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, ride pillion. Here. So I right-click and ride pillion. Right-click. There we go. Perfect. Yay. All right. Done. I think I've only done that one time before. Like, I do have to say, just, like, look at how beautiful this is. I say this a lot in this game, but they really put so much effort in making this game beautiful. Like, why wouldn't I take the time to, you know, enjoy all the effort they put into this game, you know? I think it's just really impressive. But yeah, I respect that a lot. Just all the effort that they put into this game. Right there! Right there! Woohoo! Alright. Oh, it's one of these little guys. Brayflox Altox. Push, shock. Tongue flaps, a voice gauge be reaching errors of Brayflox. Uplander has come for tasty fresh goby treats, yes? Quest prize of Uplander deep in Longstop. Flighty beast chased goby flock from homes. Sometimes these characters sound like they're just speaking gobbledygook. Goby flock needs goodly Uplander, give safety to Longstop with much hand lending. Okay, new regular duty. Okay. Alright, so I guess we're going in here. Here. Oh, entrance? So, let's see. I don't know. So, Winter, should I do... Because I think you want to join me in this, right? No. I'd rather play with other players. I think it's a little more fun. Here, I can do other players. Join. Oh, only a party leader can register duty. You're a party leader, so... Okay. So, but I think... here, let's see. Join? There we go. Alright. Wait. Let me make sure. Okay. Alright. So we'll get somebody soon. I think we just need a... We need a healer. But yeah, like, this game, it's so remarkable in its beauty. Like, somebody took some time to actually make those rocks look really convincing, you know? And obviously, I think Final Fantasy XIV has been around for at least a decade or so. I could be wrong, but it's been around for a long time. And I think it's become such a phenomenon, you know? There's a reason why games last. Okay, so it says average wait time less than 5 minutes. Okay, about 10 years if you include 1.0. Are you aware of the 1.0 lore? I'm aware that the game originally was a bit of a flop. And that the 1.0 lore is pretty much like they pretty much kind of changed the game in terms of story and everything. But yeah, I don't know a great deal about what the content of the lore is. They integrated the flop into the 2.0 Realm Reborn. It's neat. Yeah, that's kind of what was implied to me, that they integrated a little bit of that story into the 2.0 so that at least there's kind of a honoring of it without making you actually play the flop aspect of it. I do think that's kind of neat. At least it's honoring that the story was there without, you know, making you play the boring stuff or the not so good stuff. Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the game. Like I find the game, it's complex, but it's relatively user-friendly. Like, even if I mess up, like, I don't feel like I have to be some perfect gamer to play it, which I'm not. Like, I'll be fair, and I say this, I'm not, like, an expert gamer of any sort. I play games for story, and I play games for fun first. You know, if I'm good at a particular game, I'm like, you know, great, I'm good at this game. If I'm not so good at a game, I'll still try it. You know, like when I was playing Resident Evil Village, I don't think I was all that good at it. However, I you know, was determined to finish it because I like the story. All right. By the way, do you have a job stone? I do not have a job stone, or at least if I do, I don't know what it is. So if I don't know what it is, I probably don't have it. Soul of the Summoner. Okay. Upon the surface of this multi-aspected crystal are carved myriad deeds of summoners from eras past. Ah, okay. Yeah, I definitely don't have that. Oh. Okay, let's go. Alright. For error jobs, by level 30 you get a job advancement. Okay. This is kind of cool. Oh! I think I have the volume too loud on my earphones because that was loud. Okay. Let's go. Food check for EXP. Okay, duty commenced. Alright. This is the part of the game where I get quiet. And again, I apologize if I ever get really quiet in the battle scenes. Just I really want to, like, make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Alright, let's go. Goblin Pathfinder. Skosko, Gubby Flick in danger. Uplanders take gate key. Open head gate. Okay. Where do we go now? Sometimes I have a hard time actually finding the monster to click on. Okay. Great yellow pelican. Okay. Alright, my health is good. All right, nice. Okay. Agreed. All right. Where do we go next? Northeast. You know, I will say I really liked the, like, spooky, like, haunted house one. That one was actually really good. That was a fantastic dungeon. I might play that one again. Just because it's fun. But this one's really pretty. I like this dungeon. All right. like spray floss. Okay, I need to speak with them? Standing right on top of me. Okay, wait, where's everybody going? Ah! Nope, wrong way. There we go. Ha ha ha. Lost. There we go. Thank you. These are very salamander looking. Serve F. You know, it's funny in video games, sometimes I feel like, so in real life, I'm actually really good at directions. Human Mother is not. She can't handle directions. I can, but in video games, I always kind of feel like I have no idea where I'm going. And I think it's because it's not real. It's a video game. So my sense of direction is kind of messed up. Okay. Oh, I didn't protect myself from that. I feel kind of like since I can distance fight. Oh! Oh! Wait. Yeah, I feel like since I can distance fight, I try to stand back a little further so I don't have to, so the healer doesn't have to worry about me and they can focus on the tanks. Alright. There we go. I mean, it feels like that's kind of the best way to do it, is to stand back and do more distance. And then I can, you know, let the healer focus on the people who need healing because they're doing more melee stuff. It just seems a lot more realistic to me to do it that way. And then I can attack from the back while they're distracted, too. I don't know if this is a good strategy or not, but I feel like it's a way to play the game. Wait, oh, there it goes. Alright, what's going on? And that's her dragon. My other cousin. I'm sorry my other cousin is so mean. He has problems. He needs therapy. Wait. There we go. Dragon sleep. There we go. Okay, Ayatar. I'm sorry, but we need to punish you. You are not a very good dragon. You're actually kind of a gross dragon. Whoa! Oops. Ah! Okay. Yay! Woo! We did it! Level up! Nice. Yeah, that teaches you for not going to anger management prison. Nice job, everyone! Thank you! Prayer, commendation, sure. Everybody left a good impression on me. Okay. Read? Read. Okay. Thank you! Leave duty, yes. That was a lot of work to do for cheese. Like, I mean, come on here. Wait, where is our Brayflox guy? Okay, there he is. Okay. Goodly Uplander has thanks of Gobi Flock. Flighty Beast was tricksy foe, but Uplander outwitted with plans making. Uplander has goodly head for flighty think. Brave Flock's happy gives tasty fresh Gobi treats to clever Uplander. Oh my god, this is so hard to comprehend. Cheese is stinky sweet Gobi treat. Special make with secret Gobi arts. No party complete without Gobi Gouda. Brave Flock's every say. I like Gouda. That's one of those cheeses I will eat that, you know, without it being, you know, gross. Or without, you know, it doesn't have to be melted. Okay, I guess we're going back to Limsa Laminsa. Lower decks. Okay. So, oh, no. Costa del Sol. Okay, there we go. All right. No, I want to go to... There we go. There we go. Okay, and that away. That away. Sniff, sniff. I gather you solved Brayflox's little problem. I guess this is a really stinky cheese. Alright. The pungent odor of this hard yellow cheese, veined with blue-green mold, is most comparable to warm, damp boot of a zombie after stepping in ripe chocobo dung. Okay. Yeah, go for it, we skate. You can have it. By the gods, that unholy stench. This is, definitely goblin cheese. Judging from the smell, this should be quite flavorful. How is it made? It's best you remain ignorant of such things. I still remember when I learned what kind of milk they use. Shudder. Okay, I'm not... That's fine. Okay, so... Toadskin boots. Yes. Complete. Let's see. I want to wear the toadskin boots. Where's armor chest? Toadskin boots. Or you know what? I'll just do this. Balmage's hat, toadskin boots, equip. There we go. Oh, that looks nice. That looks like a complete outfit right there. All right, we skate. He wants to congratulate me on a job well done. Why, thank you. Bravo, Aspen. Thanks to you, our guest shall be honored with a marvelous banquet. But what good is an exotic feast without an equally exquisite aperitif? Oh, he's making me go get the wine. Luckily, I know just the person to ask. Make your way to Wineport, obviously, and seek out Shamani Lomani, another former member of the company. All you have to do is give him this order slip. He'll take care of the rest. And I just realized my... Sorry, I'm just going to start something really quick. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting my, my, TENS unit going again. It's helping a lot. Oh, and if you're wondering, this is merely a ploy to test your patience. I assure you I do actually need that wine. And while you're there, give Shamani Lomani my regards. Fair enough. Okay, so we need to go to Wineport. So I will go to Wineport. Yes. Let's go to Wineport. Yay! Alright. Ah, there we go. Shamani Lomani. It's another little potato friend. They're so cute. And like, I feel like they all should be really grumpy. Wait, I want to see what this one looks like. Ah, sunglasses. Sweat, grime, and blood. Aye, you reek of blood. An adventurer, unless I'm mistaken. What brings you to Wineport? I have a letter regarding an aperitif. In order, let me guess. A request for the finest vintage I can muster. Yep. Sniff, sniff. This paper smells of loam and perfume. Costa del Sol. And there is also the unmistakable odor of goblin cheese. Yes, Master Gegeruju would not settle for anything less than the best. Dristwhite and his crew must be quite busy preparing an exotic feast, hence his decision to rely on an adventurer. Ah, but perhaps you are confused. This display of deduction is not intended to impress you. When one loses his vision, he is forced to compensate in other ways. But you've no interest in my affairs. You wish only to discuss the wine, I suspect. All right, Shamani Lomani. Except life can be so delightfully unpredictable. I always had a passion for wine, but it wasn't until I was forced to retire that I could pursue it as more than a mere hobby. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the savings I amassed during my time as a mercenary, of course. Say what you will about the nature of that work, none can deny that it pays well. Ah, but you grow impatient, and Weeskate must have his wine. Herein lies the problem. Nothing in my possession is of sufficient quality for this occasion. The best vintages in town are hoarded by Brilgant, who owns and operates the largest winery in Vilbrand. Somehow, I doubt he will be receptive to your request, but given these circumstances, we must needs beg his assistance. Alright, speak with Brilgant. Who is over there? Okay, that's easy enough, he's nearby. I do not have to travel far. Thank goodness. In here? In this building? Mayhaps? Oh, there's Brilgant. I love his mustache. Oh my gosh. What rank amateur bottled this wine? The impurities have rendered it nigh undrinkable. Dismissal is too good for the man responsible. He should be made to drink every drop of this polluted swill. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important discussion and I do not care for interruptions. That neophyte Vinter bid you speak with me? Ha! Neither you nor your friend has the palate to appreciate the subtle qualities of my private stock. I know somebody who does. I would sooner serve you Gobu urine than sell you my worst vintage. Begone from my sight. Speak with Shimani Lamani. Okay, this is one of those. This is one of those back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Shimani Lamani, help. I take it he said no? Really? In those words? Well, I cannot say that I am surprised. While there's no denying his passion and skill, the wine baron of Limsa Lominsa is not a man known for his tact. Very well, we shall have to take an alternative approach. Quest complete and level up. Oh, I'm level 48 now. Nice. Okay, Shimani Lamani has a bright idea. Okay. There's a chance, however small, that another resident of Wineport can furnish us with a suitable wine. In fact, had you come several years ago, I guarantee that this would not be a problem. Alas, the quality of our product has declined significantly in recent years. The only breeds cultivated these days are common lowland vines, which isn't to say that their grapes are of poor quality, only that we have known better. Long ago, the Vigorons of Wineport crossbred several species and produced a grape-bearing vine of never-before-seen quality. Bacchus grapes were once the pride of this town, as they were used to produce vintages which surpassed all others. This includes the most aromatic, the most complex, the most flavorful of all wines. Aye, the legendary Bacchus wines were born right here in Wineport. Pardon my enthusiasm. You see, I once had the privilege to sample that particular wine. It was an otherworldly experience. In that moment, I felt as though I had tasted the nectar of the gods themselves. I transcended my mortal flesh and was one with all creation. But, as is all too often said, the calamity changed that. The Bacchus vineyards were completely destroyed, along with much of the existing stock of Bacchus wine. What little remains is closely guarded by its owners, for it can no longer be made. If we cannot convince Brilgant to part with his wines, our next best option, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to find someone who has a bottle of Bacchus wine, and to offer them every gill we can spare. I've heard rumors that one of the Vigorons tending the vineyards might have once owned a bottle. Perhaps you could start by speaking with them? Okay, speak with the Vigorons. Who are where? Elsewhere in this area. Okay. Maybe it's this building over here. Wait, delivery Moogle, I must. Oh, the Wells Fargo train is coming. Coming down the street. Nah. No letters for me. That's okay. That is okay. In this building, no. Back at the other building? No. It's somewhere behind the building, I guess. Okay. Behind the building? Or is it upstairs? Maybe I need to go upstairs. Wait, maybe I need to get out of here first. Where am I? Okay, here we go. Let's go up, 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 up. Oh. Let's see. Oh, up here maybe. No entry. Of course, I'm making this extremely difficult for myself. For no good reason. Is there an entryway somewhere? No. See, one of the challenges I have with this game is I won't tell you what level things are on. Oh my gosh, okay. Can I go this way? Does that help? Oh, wait a moment. Can I go? No entry. Oh my gosh, where are these people? Not there. Okay. They're somewhere in this area. Where are you? Should I go all the way to the top and see what I can see? I can't go there. It won't look. Can I make this bigger? No. Do I go... Is there a place underneath this building? Okay. No entry. No entry. Oh my god. Oh, hi, Sunny. Hi, Rail. How are you guys doing?
VT just traded with 2 viewers.
It's so nice to have you guys here. It's always nice to have you here. Final Fantasy is good. I'm just having a hard time.
With 6 viewers.
I'm having a hard time finding where I'm supposed to go to get this dang wine. Hooray!
Just followed.
I guess real quick, I am Aspen Dracaena, Ice Dragon Bookwyrm VTuber, and I am trying to find where the heck I'm supposed to get this damn wine. Oh, maybe... No, that just goes there. Holy moly. Can I just please have some wine? Can I... Okay, so there's... Alright. There's wine somewhere over there. Yeah. Oh my gosh, okay. So I'm trying... Oh! Thank you. Thank you! How did I not see this person? What? Do I have Bacchus wine? I wish. I never had the chance to try it myself. Sorry, friend. You're a few years too late. Okay, great. Thanks. Now, where is this other Vinta? Where is my Vinta? Okay. I swear, sometimes I get so turned around in this game. Okay, let me go this way, I guess. Wait, okay. Ah! There. This game can be quite a maze sometimes. Okay, Bacchus wine? Bah! Don't remind me. Used to have a cellar filled with this stuff. I thought I could keep the wine safe from thieves and the elements. Never counted on a bloody primal blowing up my goddamned house. Woohoo! Wine mom! Who wants wine? I'm not a wine mom, unfortunately. I'm not good at finding wine. Okay, so now I have to go back to little friend. Or sunglasses did friend. Wait, yeah, no, let's go this way. Let's go this way. With my little auto friend with me. I don't need this. I know where this person is. Oh, the Wells Fargo train is coming down the street. I hope there's something special there for me. All right, Shamani Lomani. No luck, Right, yes. If I find purple with a plus sign, take them. Yep. Most regrettable, but we had to try. But Bacchus wine would have been perfect for the occasion. Though I must confess my certitude could be due in part to my personal history with the beverage, it is, after all, the very reason I decided to become a Vinter. After Titan blinded me in our battle beneath Gohomoro, I fell into a deep depression. It wasn't until I tasted Bacchus wine for the first time that I realized there was still so much I could experience, even in my condition. It helped me to find a new direction in life. Oh, you know what? Let me do something real quick. Shut up. And then another one. Hang on a sec. And I should really be giving a shout out to Winter Rain too. Yeah. Who is being incredibly helpful. Oh, I have to wait 1 minute, 37 seconds. I will shout out everybody. Okay, I'll just wait a little bit. Okay. Sigh. It breaks my heart to think that wondrous ambrosia, which once filled me with hope, may be forever lost to us. Okay. Strength, dexterity, vitality, intelligence. You know what? I'm just always going to go for intelligence because intelligence is good. I figure that will serve me well. Okay, Shamani Lomani appears to be deep in thought. I must say, this talk of Bacchus wine has made me rather nostalgic. Indeed, there is much I miss about my life with the company of heroes. After everything the captain has done for me, I could not bear to disappoint him. Have no fear. I swear that I shall find a suitable wine for the banquet, though I may need some time to think of a solution. In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you. 2 years ago, in the deepest depths of my despair, I stumbled across Vilbrand as a vagabond drunk. I suspect I was looking for a place to die, because I very nearly found one not far from here. It was there that a man named Drest took me in and nursed me back to health. And it was he who gave me my first taste of Bacchus wine, which helped me to find my new calling. Though I am still a novice in the arts of winemaking, I would like him to know that I am pursuing my dream. This wine is my own original creation, and I would be most grateful if you delivered it to him in my stead. Drest sometimes works at the Raincatcher Gully dock, so perhaps Ritzgilt can tell you where to find him. I don't know if that was correct. Okay. Shout out to Rayo, and then I'm going to do one more. Definitely. For... Alright. I just want to make sure I spelled it. Okay, I'm going to wait a little bit for the next shout out. But I do want to do one for Winter Rain, because Winter Rain's being awesome. Okay, speak with Riskilt. And where am I in comparison? Oh, this is a travel. Okay. Lego. Chocobo! Woo! Okay. Do. I like having a chocobo now. It is so convenient. Oh, other side. There we go. Dressed? Oh, you mean the hermit. I toss him a few gil when we need an extra pair of hand. He doesn't talk about himself, and I sure as hells don't ask. When a man's got a face with scars like that, you best leave well enough alone, I say. If you've a mind to find him, though, then head southwest to the Severed String. Ugh. It's one of these quests. Severed String, okay. Chocobo time, again. Alright, let's go. Alright. Do. Wait, this way. This way! Cork bulb. Can I go over that side? Maybe at some point. There we go. Oh my gosh, you have a motorcycle. That's awesome. I still feel like the Gobus look like Studio Ghibli characters. Alright, so where are we? Severed String. Thank you! This makes less wandering and more getting stuff done. I really appreciate it, Winter, quite a lot. Okay, wait. Ah, there's Dressed. Is Dressed okay? What do you want? Okay. There you go, Dressed. What, wine? I didn't ask for this. Who sent you? Dressed, it was your friend. Dressed is suffering from extreme duress. Yeah, he looks pretty disoriented. Oh, you know what? I can do this now. Do-do. There we go. Accept. Can't sleep. They won't let me sleep. The midges, the buzzing, it keeps me awake. Oh, that's the worst. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I won't fight. I don't want to fight. please make the buzzing stop. Make the midges go away. Slay dung midge swarms. Got it. I will take them down for you, sir. We will do it. We will get the midges. Hang on. As long as there are not eyelashes in my eyes. Yes. Okay. So I guess we're going this way. Dung midge swarm. Alright. Let's see. Any more dung midges? There's one. Nope. I'm fighting dung midges. No, I'm not fighting Jolly Green. Oh, I want a dung midge. Okay, other ones. Aha, dung midges. Oh. If you want, we could get all the dung midges, and then, Winter, if you want, we can do the fate, too. I just want some dung midges. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm not trying to attack you, dude. Okay, fine. You know what, Gobu? Let's take you down. Moldy sneeze. Hey, you started the fight. There we go. Okay. So we've got all the dung midges. Alright, let's go. Let's do a fate before we go back. Because there is one right here. The Jolly Green is aught but joyful. Where's Jolly Green? Okay, let's see. There's Jolly Green. This guy needs a little help there. I think Jolly Green has a cold. This guy's pretty big. Realize I could be using my chocobo to help fight. Alright, nice! Alright. Let's get back to this dude and reassure him that his midge problems are over. Although there's still some right there. Alright, we do have an ad break right now. I'll try not to do too much of import. This severed string. I get a feeling this next task is not going to be very useful or valuable at all. He doesn't seem like he's okay. Actually, he looks more chill now. Like, he's looking around, but he seems okay. A little bit better, at least. It's not so loud anymore. Did you do that? thank you. You helped me, even after what my comrades and I did to your country. We were on a reconnaissance mission when the maelstrom caught us by surprise. We tried to escape, but the others, no one else survived. I didn't ask for this, damn it. I'm not even Garlean. They conquered my lands just like they tried to conquer yours. I don't want to die in some blasted jungle halfway around the world. I just want to go home. Then, dude, let's get you home. Let's get you home. All right. Drest appears to be in greater control of his faculties. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Just a sec. Just one thing. BRB. Okay. All right. I am back. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk with Drest, who is in greater control of his faculties. I wish to thank Shamani for the wine. That was overly kind. Would you be willing to bear a gift back to him? Earlier today at Red Mantis Falls, I collected the sap from nearby palm trees. If placed in coconut shells and stored for a few bells' time, it makes for a fine wine. See? It should be ready by now. I left 3 shells out there. Please take them to Shamani for me. I'm glad he's moved on with his life. I hope to one day do the same. Fair. Fair enough. Collect the palm wine. It's up that way. Okay. I will leave the map up. So winter rain. Oh, I can hang out and wait. I can wait. Level 100 charcoal snows. Do 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 do. Kaboing! 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 You know, I think the jump physics in this game are actually pretty decent. Like, the gravity is decent. Unlike in Power Wash Simulator, where it was like being on the moon. Okay. Alright. My ear. Go check something real quick. Okay. All right. Oh, just saw something. Verified Discord emails have been compromised, and hackers are using it to send out phishing links in official-looking emails. So be careful of that. Okay. Just finding some useful information for you guys. Okay, that is really frustrating. Like, you can't even trust official stuff at this point. So it says, if he receives an email from discord.com saying your account is disabled for a terms of service violation, but the account is still functional, do not click links in the email even though the email is considered valid by your email client. The above email is a phishing attack. Any of the links in this will redirect to a session token stealer, instantly compromising your Discord account. Somehow Discord's email service has been compromised, allowing the attacker to send authentic emails from discord.com. The links in this email redirect to a separate compromised page on a subdomain on discord.com. This allows JavaScript in the compromised page to obtain your Discord session taken from browser local storage and send it elsewhere. This applies even if you normally use Discord desktop. Discord web is used for server invite links to work outside of desktop. Yes, this means that official Discord emails cannot be trusted right now. If you receive an email from discord.com, always contact support instead of clicking links in the email. You know, I generally try to do stuff like that anyway. I think it's more responsible. Like, you know, I'll get a warning of something, and then I'll be like, look, I am going to go to the official page. I don't usually click links. I try to teach Human Mother to do that. I think it's a little confusing to her, but she's had her credit card and debit card information stolen a few times, and I worry about her a lot. So, you know, I try to be careful. Okay, you know, Winter is not back. I'm just going to do this real quick because this shouldn't be a hard task. Looks like I'm just collecting some stuff and I'm not actually fighting anything. There we go. There's one. Whee! Can I jump off? No, it doesn't want me to. Okay. Can I go from over here? This. Yes. Palm wine. Oh! Okay. Cool, cool. Yeah, so be careful, guys, with your internet security. Too far away. Jump up there. Okay. Yeah, I think just automatically what I tend to do is I just automatically don't trust things. Collect palm wine. Got it. Now I head back, up to Alright. I think up... Oh, wait. Hang on. How far am I? Alright, Chocobo. Chocobo! Whee! Wait, where am I? Oh, I can go this way. I think this way will be a little faster. Alright, there we go. There we go. And to our lovely little friend here, who's being incredibly helpful. Thank you, Shamani Lomani. It has been some time, Aspen. What news do you have of Dress? Palm wine. Sniff, sniff. Ah, yes, I recall he did have some knowledge of winemaking. A simplistic but nevertheless effective method that utilizes the natural properties of palm sap. I shall have to enjoy this batch before it spoils. We are not so different, Dressed and I. Two men who have long struggled not to let our scars define us. I worry that he has been alone with his thoughts for far too long. Aye, it is past time I paid him a visit. Thank you for looking after him, Aspen. Complete. Alright, Shamani, what next? Brimming with glee, and he wishes to share the reason why with you. By the gods, Aspen, listen. I know you're eager to wash your hands of this wine business, but I just discovered something extraordinary about Dress's palm wine. Oh, this is good news. He sealed each coconut shell with a leaf which has a very distinct shape and unusual color. I thought I was going mad at first, but now I'm certain these are the leaves of a Bacchus grapevine. Nice! Do you know what this means? Somewhere in Raincatcher Gully, the legendary vine still grows. If we could obtain a cutting, we could revive the Bacchus wine industry. Genius. We must know where Dress found these leaves. Here, take one of them back to him and see what he remembers. All right. Chocobo. This game really does feel more like I'm just an errand runner for people. But you know what? If that's what it is, that's what it is. Hold ARR quest sign. Yeah. But you know what? It could be worse. Some of these quests are actually quite funny. Alright. Let's see. Every quest must take about 5 minutes, so it's a lot of back and forth. Yeah. Sounds about right. Okay, tell me of these wine leaves. Tell me of the wine leaves. Dressed. Oh, hello again. What is it? It's just a leaf, isn't it? I only chose it because it was pretty. Didn't know it was rare. I found them near the Juggernaut to the south, but I didn't see any grapevines. I saw fresh gobu tracks, though. Maybe the leaves came from vines growing on the back of one such beast? If you go looking for it, please be careful. Some gobus are more territorial than others, and you may have to defend yourself. Okay, there's some fighting. Okay, so where am I looking now? Alright, more Chocobo. Chocobo time! Let's go, Chocobo. Do-do-do-do-do. Let's go, let's go. Yeah, this area in particular just feels very Studio Ghibli. Alright, oh, there we go. Ripples in the water catch your eye. Wait, ripples in what water? Oh, back there. Oh, okay. Deliver the Bacchus cutting to Shamani Lomani. Okay. Cool. Let's go, Chocobo. Let's go, Chocobo. Yeah, I think that's not a bad way to do it. Every quest takes about 5 minutes. Do you want to do a fate? Let's do a fate. Yeah. Ah, so Sekhmet wants wine. So Sekhmet looks like a leopard lizard. Okay. Nice. High fives. Okay, let's chocobo it. I like the music for the chocobo ride. I think it's really, like, friendly. It feels like good adventure music. Okay. What did Drest have to say, Aspen? Tell me everything. All for you. Can revive an entire industry. Aha, I was right. This smell, this texture. I hold in my hands a Bacchus grapevine cutting. Come now, enough of this nonsense. I've heard talk of your discovery, and I refuse to believe that a common adventurer and a novice vintner could... 12 is my witness. It is a Bacchus grapevine. Wherever did you find this fantastic specimen? I like how both of us were staring daggers at him. What? You would offer this to me? But why? There is none better positioned to reconstruct the Bacchus vineyards than you, Master Brilgant. Briglaint. You have the resources, the knowledge, and the passion to do so. It would be selfish of me to keep this cutting. I never knew you cared so deeply about your craft. Thank you, good sir. I will not squander this gift. In just a few years' time, I swear that every tavern across Erzea will once again be clamoring for a cask of Wineport's legendary Bacchus wine. Go, team! Sir, you needn't... Wait, the shape of this bottle, the scent of this label, this couldn't possibly be a 1547 Bacchus? But that's impossible. This vintage has not been seen since years before the calamity. It was the crown jewel of my personal collection. For years, I debated opening it, wondering if today or tomorrow would be the ideal time. But now I realize that it was never meant for me. It should be savored by the saviors of Wineport, I say. He has made us an offer we cannot refuse. Master Gigaruju will find no finer wine. You have forever changed Wineport, Aspen. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. Hey, we revived an industry. That's awesome. But do not permit me to delay you any longer. Pray deliver the wine to Captain Weissgate. Well, yes, I would very much like to drink it, but I am a patient man. I have faith that one day I shall have another opportunity to taste perfection. Yes, yes. So I want to talk a little bit about this because this is interesting to me. Okay, I am going to use an etherite ticket. So human grandparents had an apple orchard. And the particular apples that they grew were Gravenstein apples. They are a heritage apple. They are not grown in many places now. They're incredibly good apples. But what's going on in the area where the apples are being grown is that people are taking down the trees and replacing them with vineyards. Given you do not want to, it's good to rotate your crops so that you have good soil, and a lot of those trees, those Gravensteins, are getting very old. But we don't want to lose a heritage apple that is really high quality, and Gravensteins are particularly good apples. So it's kind of sad when, you have people buying out farms and replacing with another crop, but you're losing the original crop, which is a very good crop. So, I find it kind of tragic when a certain, species is, goes extinct because somebody just doesn't want to grow those species anymore. It's really sad. Your prolonged absence was beginning to concern me. So, what of the wine I asked you to bring? Here you go. Here's your Bacchus wine. Is that 7 hells, a 1547 Bacchus? Even I know how rare that is. I have to admit, I didn't think you had it in you, but congratulations, Aspen. Thanks to you, this will be the most luxurious feast Costa del Sol has seen in years. Considering the lengths you went to, I hope our guests appreciate it. Speaking of which, your associate arrived a short while ago. She appears to be growing somewhat impatient. Yes, I see you in the corner over there, Ishtola. Perhaps you could tell her that the banquet is about to begin. BRB, gonna leave the party, but I'm listening in. I don't want a quest to stop you from... Okay. No, that's fine. Alright, so it's a new MSQ. Alright, Ishtola is concerned for your well-being. Am I working too hard? Is that the case, Ishtola? You have the look of a woman who has been to the 7th hell and back. Sure. That a guest should be expected to supply the victuals for a banquet held in her own honor, and this while the shadow of Titan looms over us all, it beggars belief. I can only applaud your stoicism. Had I been asked to endure such ignominy, I hate that word, ignominy, I fear I should have accepted my lot with less grace. Okay, tell me what's going on. What are we going to do about this? Lady Ishtola, Lady Dracaena. Let's Gigaruju. Oh, be careful! Be careful! 1,000 pardons for this extreme discourtesy. I was wholly unaware of your true identity, madam. Had I known, I would never have permitted my man to subject you to such unspeakable ordeals. What? Come now, she must have sensed something was amiss. You didn't seriously think I would send you running the length and breadth of Erzea for a banquet, did you? Spare her your mockery, Captain. Your intent was unclear to me until this moment, and unlike me, Aspen has no knowledge of your traditions. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten her? Aye, aye. Fair is fair. There's no sense hiding it any longer. We 5 were chosen by our brothers and sisters, and before the company of heroes was disbanded, we each swore a solemn oath that any who follow in our footsteps must be weighed and measured, not by their reputation, but by their deeds. I love this guy's face. He's very dramatic, but I love his face. That's cool character design right there. Each man would judge these would-be godslayers by his own criteria. Even if one found her wanting, she would be rejected without a second thought. But she proved herself worthy. We swore that we would do our utmost to support her cause. Oh, I accidentally skipped that. Not one to be challenged lightly, and we would not be complicit in the deaths of the unworthy. Which is why the 5 of you deigned to test Aspen with such commendable thoroughness. Time well spent, I am sure. But tell us, Captain, what is the assessment of you and your fellows? She's a brave one, that much is certain. She willingly walked into the midst of danger, despite my repeated warnings that it could cost her her life. Her skill is undeniable. She stalked her prey and relentlessly as any child of the sands, and struck with precision when an opportunity presented itself. Too many adventurers these days care only about fortune and glory. Aspen, however, is a kind and generous soul. I'm certain she has no shortage of loyal allies who will gladly fight at her side. Psh, kosh, shkosh, shko? I don't know. Wily Uplander is talentful plansmaker, tricksy foe for mighty Rockman. I can only concur with my colleagues' assessments. We 5 of the Company of Heroes hereby judge you a worthy challenger. Cast down the Lord of Crags, Aspen Dracaena, and write a new chapter in the history of Erzea. Woohoo! Aye, aye, friends. With the formalities out of the way, let the festivities begin. Summon the dancers, pour the wine. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends. For today we celebrate the birth of a new legend, Aspen Dracaena, Titan's Bane. Aspen Dracaena, Titan's Bane! Woo! Alright, Ishtola. Party time! Speak with the bronze skin beauty. Okay. That is happening over here somewhere. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, bronze-skinned beauty. Congratulations, sweetling. Now relax, enjoy the show. It's only just begun. Okay, partake of the feast. Alright, where is the feast? Feast. Oh, here's the yummy food. Exotic feast. I like that in this game they take the time to let you kind of enjoy the spoils of things, and they have some nice cutscenes that lets you do that. It's kind of cool. Tasting the exotic feast triggers a divine revelation. In that brief transcendent moment, you glimpse the true form of reality, comprehending its fleeting nature, and cry out to the heavens in celebration. That's some pretty dramatic writing right there. Speak with the former members of the Company of Heroes. Easy enough. Shamani. When you face the Lord of Crags, think not of Limsa Lominsa Erzea or anything beyond his chamber. Think only of the men and women by your side. Fight for them, and they will fight for you. Remember that no great victory was ever achieved alone. Yeah, fair enough. I think that makes sense. And brave flocks, and your funny way of speaking. Psh, shkosh. Goodly Uplander must be facing mighty Rockman with clever fighty think. Goby Flock cannot be coming to rescue this time. Okay. Oh, Aspen, you brave fool. Promise me that when you meet Titan, you'll look him in the eye and tell him Landonell sends his regards. Cool. Someone is over here. Mr. Nund, you're a veteran of countless battles, Aspen. This is but one more. Trust in your experience and you will prevail. And we skate. You are blessed with the fortitude to rival the earth itself. Titan will struggle to break you, I think. Speak with Ishtola. You are kind to indulge them, Aspen. This banquet is as much for the company as it is for you, whatever they may claim. I do not deny that they mean well, but now is scarcely the time for celebration. Though they have all but pronounced you the victor, the battle of Titan has yet to begin. The hour has come for the good captain to make good on his promise. We must speak with him again. Okay. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Okay. So we skate. Truly intends to tell you how you may face Titan this time. You must be eager to face Titan. As promised, we will show you the way. Travel to Bronze Lake in Upper Lanoska, or Lanosia. It's Lanoska, right? I don't know. There you'll meet with Riol, another man who once served with the company. To ensure that this knowledge does not fall in the wrong hands, he will remain in hiding until you have given the correct signal. Give me the map. You must whistle loudly at the 3 locations I mark. Only then will he appear to meet you at this 4th location. I realize this may seem excessive now, but you will see that it is more than reasonable once you comprehend the risks inherent in our method. Okay, I'm going to do something real quick. I need to readjust my, hang on. Okay, I think I have those in a good spot. Sorry, I'm fixing my tens unit pads because I realized I should probably get a little bit higher on my back too, just to help out a little bit. Alright. That's too harsh. We'll go with that. Alright, so I need to whistle loudly at the designated locations. I am not attuned to Camp Bronze Lake. I am attuned to Wineport. Okay, so this is a new area I'm getting to. Aleport, Wineport, Camp Overlook. Okay. Time to go someplace new! Yay! I'm probably not going to be playing for too much longer. I have some things to do tonight. So, let's see. Chocobo? Okay. Okay, let's try it. Where are we going? No, wait. Oh no, I am not in the Fade anymore? Oh, up here. Level sync. Okay. Alright, that was easy. Okay, Chocobo, let's go. I want to go that way. There we go. Upper Lenoska. Okay. I think I can shut this down. I don't need that anymore. Creatures laying eggs. Okay. You granite. Wait. Oh, yes. I have to be off my chocobo. I am fighting snails, you guys. Alright. Haha! You'll make fine escargot. No, I'm gonna get you before you get me. Haha. How cruel and inhumane. Oh. Oh, that's a spawn point, I think. I like how my otter is just standing there. Oh, there's a spawn. Ninja Executioner. Oh, I don't think I got out of his range fast enough. Nope. Haha. Oh my gosh, can we just finish this bait? Okay. Alright. Nice. Okay. Let's go. 'Tis not far. Well, is it going to guide me to where I need to go? Mayhaps it is. Alright. So, there's somebody around here. In the water? Or up there? Right, let's see. Yeah, I think I need to go up. Someone up there. Okay. Yep. Let's see. Let's see. There's some stairs. There we go. Alright. And there's a destination. Woohoo. Okay, let's see. There's another one over here. There we go. And then... Okay, another thing that I can't do, along with rolling my R's, is I don't know how to do that whistle where you use your fingers to whistle. I have no clue how to do that. Or to whistle with a blade of grass. Alright, speak with Riol. Okay, he is right over here somewhere. That way. Oh, let me, touch the stone! I touched the stone! Okay, wait, up here. No, that way. Somewhere. Is it up or down? Oh, it must be up. Alright, let's go back up. You know what? Chocobo. Chocobo's faster. So I need to go up. Sure. Let's do this. Gotcha, water skipper. Oh, there's one right here. These aren't too bad. Right? I think human mother just made something to eat and I can smell it and I'm like, oh, that's making me hungry. Oh no, not the yellow jacket. Oh hey, Buck Addict, how are you? Water skipper. Oh, okay, yeah. Don't let me keep you from work. Alright, so let's see. Where can we find this Riol guy? He is somewhere up here somewhere. Let's see. Is there a way to get above things? Or, Here, let's see. Yeah, let's try over here. Because I think he's up there somewhere. Can I get around? Maybe not. Okay. Let's see. No, I think I'm going too far. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna go back down. As you wish. Okay, so where is our whistly guy? He is somewhere this way. Oh, is he in this building? No entry. Ah, he is up there. I see. So how do I get up there? Yay, stairs. Thank you, stairs. Brought to you by the maker of stairs. Stairs will help you whenever you need them in a game where there are stairs. Wait, why am I in a fate? Okay, Riol. Greetings, lass. Might ye be the one Captain say would come calling? I thought so. Pay attention now, because I ain't explaining myself twice. You're gonna have to explain yourself twice. I'm sorry. Riol is waiting for you to give him your undivided attention. Undivided. I'm hungry. Alright, Years ago when we was weighing up how to get to Titan, one of our scouts stumbled across this beastman Etherite, see? What's that look for? Not familiar with them? No, I am not. He speaks of an unamplified Etherite, which has been claimed by a beast tribe. Lest you wonder, there is no fundamental difference between such Etherites and those which you have used on countless occasions, Aspen. Ah, well, if it ain't the Charlayan lass, welcome back. Forgive me for interrupting. I had planned to await your report, but I succumbed to curiosity. The tunnels beneath Gohomoro form a bewildering labyrinth that no outsider has ever fully explored. How the company of heroes managed to navigate it is a mystery I have long pondered. Ha, give us a bit of credit, love. We weren't daft enough to try going in the front. The kobolds are always digging new tunnels and filling the old ones with traps. One wrong step and the next thing you know, you've got 100 tons of rock on your noggin. Suicide to even try, see? The funny thing was, the kobolds didn't seem to have no trouble finding their way around. And it was that as got us thinking. I mean, Ugahamaro mines are like a bleeding city, ain't they? And getting around in a city that big would be a right pain in the arse if you didn't have an Ethernet, wouldn't it? So it stood to reason that the kobolds must have one, didn't it? Fair enough. Even if there were Etherite shards in the depths of Ohogamoro, you would have needed to attune yourselves to them before you could identify their signatures within the life stream. Well, that's where you're wrong, love. We had this Charlayan bloke to help us, see? Delivered us right into Titan's bedchamber, he did. I don't rightly know how he did it, but I do remember him saying it weren't nothing any Charlayan scholar with her assault couldn't manage. Did he now? Locating a beacon in the absence of a known signature might be possible if the Etherites in question happen to be... Ah, yes. But in order to guide a traveler to said beacon safely, a second party would be required to... It is possible, in theory at least, yet I cannot be certain until I try. Plainly, all will depend upon whether or not I am worth my salt. Oh, you are, lass. Don't worry about that. Have a bit of faith in yourself. Why don't we all go to Zelma's Run and take a closer look at the Aetheryte? It ain't far. Though there's sure to be a few kobolds blocking the way. Not you can handle, or not you can't handle, mind. Okay. I feel like we're on the verge of another, another dungeon. So maybe I'll play a little bit longer than I intended to. Because if there's another dungeon, I kind of want to just get it done. See. Donde está el Aetheryte? Oh, yeah, that's a different Aetheryte. So this is the Aetheryte the Company of Heroes used to gain access to Titan's Sanctuary. It is as Papalimo speculated. In its present state, this etherite signal will not be strong enough for our purposes. Where did my thing go? Okay. I may, however, be able to use my own energies to amplify it. Alas, the task will monopolize my attention for the duration. It seems you will have to proceed without me, Aspen. I must needs remain here and supplement the beacon's power, lest ye be denied your only path of escape. Okay, sorry, I'm just taking off my TENS unit now. That hurt a little bit. Fear not, I will summon the Maelstrom forces stationed nearby to protect us. Okay. Sorry, I'm just putting this away. With effort, it is possible that I may be able to stabilize the Etherite signal and thereby join you, albeit belatedly. Until such time as I do, you will be on your own. Now, let us see if I am worth my salt. I have located another beacon, one far below the mountain. I can only speculate as to what you will find there, so stint not in your preparation. Okay. The naval now accessible. A new regular duty has been added to the duty finder. Got it. Okay, yep. This is going to be another quest, I believe. Or another dungeon. So let's wait. Close this. Yes. Okay. Yep. I will open it up to other players. I was going to stop around now, but I think I'm going to do the dungeon first. And then I'll stop. I do have some things I have to do this evening and get done before the weekend. So, yeah, I'll do one more dungeon. I think that's a good way to do it. What was that? Oh. Yes. Oh, a present? Where do I go to find said present? Time elapsed. Thunderstorms. Okay, yeah. So, la 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 la, walking around in circles, la 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 la. Maybe I can fight one of these. You can quickly reply to tells with /R. Okay. Perfect. Okay. You know, I feel like this is, you kind of live in this game, you know? It's kind of interesting. Logs. Where are you? I can deliberate since you're waiting for a dungeon. Yes, I'm at the... Where am I? What is this location called? Zelma's Run. I'm at... It's a boss battle, not a dungeon. Oh. R. I'm at Zelma's is run. Okay, it's a boss battle. Okay. Boss battle it is. Boss battle. Ah, wait. Oh, we can trade stuff. Okay. So how do we do this? What would you like me to trade with you? Yep. Let's see, trade. I have a bunch of stuff. In case there's anything you need that I have, I'm happy to give it to you. Just hit trade. Okay. Alright, awesome. Thank you. Alright. Okay. There we go. Oh, trade with you? Okay. Another trade? Ooh, cool. Thank you so much. Complete trade, yes. Alright, let me see if this will be armory chest. No, wait, not armory chest. Here. Let's see. That's for when you hit level 50 since you're way ahead in level than your quest. Yeah, you know, the reason I'm ahead in level is because I did a lot of side quests for a time off. Why is this guy staring at me? I did a lot of side quests for at the beginning, and I got myself in an area where there were a bunch of, you know, like side monsters to fight, and I just kept doing it because I thought it was part of a side quest. And then I realized after doing it for a while and leveling up several times that it had nothing to do with the side quest that I was on. So it was kind of dumb, but I leveled up quite a lot. Okay. Forming party. The party is forming, I suppose. Look at that little guy. Look at that little face on that little otter guy. Where are you going, little otter? Are you feeling shy? Yeah, if you'd like to join, please do. Is there anything I need to do? Yeah. Little otter is a good guy. He is a very cute little friend. You're gonna have to leave the queue so we can party out. Healer's getting faster. Okay. Wait. Okay, withdraw. And then... Yes. Okay. Right. So then I... Alright. Alright, there we go. Checking member status. Yeah, that's a lot faster. Is this the right one? This is long stop. This one is long stop? No, this should be the naval. Oh. Oh, wait. Stop. No, that is the wrong one. Yes, you are right. No. Did I go? Crud. Okay. Yeah. Oh, dear. Okay, we can do this run again. That's fine. That's fun. I forgot to switch it. I'm so sorry. I queued for 2 things. Oh, dear. Okay. Well, we can go through this pretty quickly, I think. Well, we'll help these guys. Ah! Come on. There we go. Uh-oh, wait a moment. I just died. Wait. I'm dying. Great. Wipe out and come back. Oh, crud. Okay. Starting point. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. Peloton? Alright, we'll speed through this. Alright, and everything for the boss. Hey, at least there'll be a chance for me to level up. Some more. Okay, whatever. La 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 la. Run, run, run. Alright, a mud bias. Oh my god, stop running away. I'm trying to come get you. Bubba boba bob. Alright. Okay. Alright, where are we? Oh, there. Where are we? There we are. Inferno Drake. Alright. More fastness, more fastness! Did I say more fastness instead of more fastness? Oh my gosh, Inferno Drake, chill. Bubba Baba Boob Hayate. What a great name. Okay, there we go. Woo, let's go, let's go. To the spot. Okay. Let's take this one down. We'll fight my cousin again with the anger issues. It'll be good. Whee! Okay. Yes, the salamander guys. Okay, alright, I'll do my best. And I died. Haha. Okay. Alright, so... Oh, what just happened to my screen? Oh, that was pretty wild. Ah! Okay. Ah. Ah. All right. Butterfly. Interesting. Oh, great. They gave me Dropsy. So I don't know if you guys know what Dropsy is. It's the flu. It is the flu. No, I didn't need to get the carbuncle. Jesus Christ, in a handbasket. Right. Okay, invalid target. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright. Okay. Try not to go too far behind. Okay. Yeah, thing happens. Escape. Yeah, you get it. We get it. He's coming. Yeah, there. Get some anger management, dragon. Okay. Why am I so far behind? Okay. Alright, we're good. Got hit. Ah-ha! Okay. Nice. Okay. Alright, we're done. Accidental dungeon. Not bad. Okay. Yay. Okay. Let's get... Thank you. Loot. Okay, and then go. Exit. Okay, this is what I want to do. Okay. Boss battle. The naval is what I want. Join the naval. I do not want... Wait. No. How do I get rid of that one? Alright, clear selection. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes! Go to the dungeon. Yeah. Okay, let's get this done. Ugh, I am gonna need a little stretch after I'm done. Just follow you. Okay. I will. Will do. Lovely. Look, an overdweller. Yes, an invader from above. She uses our Etherites against us. She has defiled Titan's sacred sanctuary. Trespass violated. Defiled! Overdwellers must leave. Overdwellers must fly. Brothers and sisters, fear her not. Her fate shall be decided by the Lord of the Crags. Hear me, Overdweller. You and your treacherous brethren must be held to account for breaking with the Covenant. You shall be for the first to face judgment, then Limsa Lumensa and her oathbreakers, liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. O great father, lord of crags, Titan we summon you, Titan we summon you, Titan we summon you. Oh, he's made of the rocks, huh? Fair enough, makes sense, Lord of the Crags. Alright. Oh, what an interesting character. He has come, the Lord of Crags, Titan has come. Feels like a pro wrestling ring. Overdweller, art thou deaf to their weeping? Thy vile kind coveteth ever their blessing of the land, and murdereth my children by the score, all in service to greed. Such sins are beyond pardon. Ah, but I am not the first to suffer thy defiance. Thou didst bring Ifrit low. Godless overdweller, thy myriad heresies shall not go unpunished. Upon thee I shall wreak a terrible vengeance. This feels like pro wrestling. Okay. So, follow you. Okay. No. Okay. All right, halfway through. Oh, crud nuggets. Ugh. Yeah, of course I messed up. Of course. Crab nabbit. Accept. Okay. Ah! This one's hard. Ah, yes. The Lord of Crags, Great Father Titan has fallen. Of course I died halfway through. I think I'm getting a little tired. Alright, let's see. Another crystal. Alright, so I have 2 more crystals to go. Ugh. crimes of the Overdwellers shall never be forgiven, never be forgotten. No, no, never. Because your kin who broke the covenant, we have acted only in defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never will there be peace. Unto our dying breaths we shall defy you. Deny, decry, defy. I feel like this is all building up to something. It probably is. Now these are the readings one would expect of an Eikon. Maybe. I have seen enough. We proceed as planned. Are you sure that is wise, my lord? Your curiosity is untested and unproven. We do not yet know its true capabilities. Then trust in mine, Ritathan. My curiosity, as you so eloquently put it, would have bested Titan in the blink of an eye. Why, if there be truth to the legends, it could readily subjugate the whole of Erzea, given but a little while longer. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. What you say may well be true. But while such devices may win battles, I do not believe they will serve to change the course of this war. Oh, but they will. Have a little faith, my friend. I cannot endorse this course of action. Fool. And now she has a fourth. Fascinating. Carry on, Crystal Bearer. Far though you have come, your work is far from done. Yeah, I can believe that. Y'shtola? What's going on, Y'shtola? And not remain to mark his passing. While the Askins are nothing if not elusive, it is of little wonder that they should cast advanced teleportation magics as well. But that they would choose to consort with the Empire. What common goal could they possibly share? Okay. I feared I might arrive too late, but I see you had the matter well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that we are not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow anon. There is something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Etherite in Zelma's Run, and we will rendezvous at Camp Bronze Lake. Agreed? Okay. Alright, everybody's gone. Leave duty, yes. Oh, okay. Cool. Rendezvous with Y'shtola at Camp Bronze Lake. Okay. I'll just go straight there. I think, yay, I did it! Yay! I kind of died. Level 50! Yay! Okay. Armory chest. No. Is there anything I should equip myself with? Yes. Equip. Oh, that looks cool. I like that. Holy shit, that looks awesome. That's all the stuff that you gave me. Right, Winter? That is so cool. Oh my god. I like that. I like that a lot. That looks very cool. Okay. I am going to talk to Y'shtola. And then I'm probably going to have to stop for the night because my back's starting to bug me after all the snow shoveling today. So, Y'shtola. That should be good until almost Heavensward. Okay. I'm relieved to see you well, but come, let us discuss our next step. Cool. Alright. Mount speed in Outer Lanoska has increased. Okay. So I'm going to stop here for tonight. Here. Let's go to system. Exit game. Log out, exit the game. Yes. So, yes. My next stream is not going to be until Tuesday. Oh, no. I will stream tomorrow night. I'll do the normal, here, let's go to just chatting screen. So yes, I am going to be doing the usual co-working stream tomorrow. And then after that, I won't be streaming again until next Tuesday. So just wanted to make sure you all knew, because my schedule's going to be a little different for the next few days, because I have some great stuff going on. So have a wonderful evening, everybody. Let me see if I can find somebody to raid. If you have a suggestion, you are welcome to share. Okay, let's see. Who is playing right now? I always try to go for other people who don't have a lot of viewers. So we can go to somebody else playing Final Fantasy XIV. We could go to Moon Crystal. We could go to Raindrop for Plate Up. We can go to Giant Tabby for Resident Evil 4. We can go to Nightmare Detective for Dead by Daylight. We should... No. I know who we should raid. We should raid C. Because she is playing Final Fantasy. Thank you so much, Winter, for helping so much tonight. I really appreciate it. Because I really do try to go into this game as blind as possible. So... Mischief Yin. Okay, let me see. Let me see who Mischief Yin is. Let's see. I do kind of want to raid C, though, because she's a really good friend. And she's been really sweet to me. But I will take a look. Okay. You know, I'm going to raid C because she doesn't have a lot of people watching her. So I'm gonna do that. Raid. C7 and R7. There we go. She has 6 people watching. So let's go say hi to her because she is a really, really awesome person. And I really adore her a lot. Alright. So yeah, Winter, I will let you know. If if I'm ever able to in a situation where, yeah, I always try to announce, too, on social media. All right, so I'm going to go to the end screen. Have a wonderful night, everybody. See you tomorrow if you're coming tomorrow. If not, that's fine. And let's go say hi to C. She is fantastic. All right, have a good evening. Bye.